Great. Okay, so lying down, make sure you've got a little bit of space above you so you can raise your arms without bumping into the wall. And we shall begin. So we're starting with feet flat on the floor, hip width apart, toes facing forward, arms down by your side. And I want you to stretch your fingers down towards your toes, lengthen away, and at the same time, squeeze your chin in towards your throat. So you're giving yourself a double chin. So you're squeezing in, your head still may be on the floor, pulling your fingers down towards your toes, squeeze in, and then relax and let go. So chin just lifts slightly and arms soften and relax. And then go again, stretching your fingers down, lock the chin in, giving yourself a double chin, lengthen the fingers, shoulders pulling down, squeeze, and pull your abdominal muscles up and in. So you're tilting the pelvis, fingers stretching, chin in, pull up on your abdominal muscles and your pelvic floor. Squeeze, relax, let go. And you'll do that just once more. So you're locking the chin in, stretching, fingers down, pull up on your pelvic floor, abs engaged, hold, stretch, and then relax. And after that effort, feel the relaxation. And start to relax the shoulders, soften your jawline. Okay, so hopefully that tucking in of the chin has given a little bit of length to your neck. If you feel that the chin's lifted too high, you could always just put a sort of one layer of a block or a folded blanket underneath your head just to give you a little bit more length in the vertebrae. And then we're going to do our head rolls from side to side. So you're dropping your nose and chin over in one direction as you breathe out, and breathe in, bring your head back to the center line. Exhale, drop the other way. Inhale, come back to the center. Head heavy, roll from side to side. At the same time, we're going to do pelvic tilts. So as you roll your head over to the side, you pull up on your pelvic floor and draw your abdominal muscles up and in. And then as you inhale, bring your head back to the center and push your tailbone down so your lower back arches. So it's exhale, activating pelvic floor, abs engaged, head rolls over to the side. Inhale, head back to center, push your tailbone down so your lower back arches. That's it. Exhale over, abs engaged, pull up on pelvic floor, so your exhale's holding, shoring up. And then inhale, head back to center, push your tailbone down. Exhale, head rolls over, abs engaged. Inhale, head back to center, push your tailbone down, back arches. Couple more. And then if you can remember which side you started on, you finish on the opposite side. And then return back to center. Then we'll go straight into bridge pose from here. So arms down by your side. We've done a little bit of pelvic tilting action already. So now we're going to use that same action to pull your hips up. So I don't want you to push too much with your feet. I don't want you to use the legs or your glutes. You're just using this hammock of muscles to lift the pelvis. So chin tucking in, arms down by your side, pull up on the pelvic floor and slowly lift up your hips, keeping your feet light and keeping softness in your legs and bottom. Lower down on your exhale. So drawing up and in, pick up the hips. Try not to press with the feet, relax your toes, soften them. Good, exhale, lower down. So we'll be lifting and coming higher shortly, but just use this exercise purely as really wonderful, nourishing and strengthening work for your core muscles. Pull up on the pelvic floor, draw your abs up and in, and you use that strength to pull and lift the hips up. Three more. We've done about 8 altogether. Last one. And then just bring your hands a little bit, or your arms rather, a little bit away from your body. And just flop your knees from side to side. Okay, come back to the center, bring your arms down by your side, ready to move into bridge pose again. So now we're going to, if you want to, go a little bit higher. Same thing, core, pulls you up as high as your core can, and then feel the difference as you push through your feet, squeeze your glutes and tips of the hips going up towards the ceiling, knees pulling away from the nose. Exhale, lower down. So core, lifting as high as you can, and then press with your feet, squeeze with your glutes, tips of the hips up. Exhale, lower down. Good. So just take some time to watch you all, watching your foot placements. Make sure your toes aren't turning out. There you go. Good. So again, 8 of these. And then when you finish your set of 8, then come on down. And we're going to, this time, instead of knees from side to side, we're going to pick up the legs. You can do one at a time or draw both in together and just gently squeeze the knees in towards your heart. You can hold around the back of the thighs, giving more care to the knee joints, and just hold and be still this time. So you're focusing on just stretching the glutes and stretching your lower back, squeeze in. Okay, feet back down on the ground. Same action with the pelvis and lifting the hips with the larger muscles. And this time we're going to involve the arms as well. So just do a quick check, bring your arms up. And if like me, you're touching the wall, then just slide yourself further down your mat. So you've got lots of space above you and you don't bump into anything. All right, so 8 of these. Start to pull up on the pelvic floor, draw your abs in, float the arms up. Core lifting, and then about halfway up, you then push with your feet and sweep your arms all the way up overhead, getting as high as you can, knees pulling away, tips of the hips up and away. Exhale, hips down, arms down. 7 more, up you come. Good, keep going. Bridge pose using the core muscles, watching your foot placement, toes not turning out, tuck them in. Make sure your knees aren't splaying out to the side, and stretching your arms up and away. If when you get halfway through this set of 8 and you feel you want to come up higher, you're just going to bring in feet heels a little close to your bottom so you have more leverage and you can press yourself further up. And then when you've done 8, the knees back into your chest. Right, so give your knees a hug. Hold them still. And then keep hold of your left knee and slide your right leg out, pointing your toe, getting as much length as you can along the right leg. Head on the ground, squeeze the knee in, pulling your elbows down towards your hips so your shoulders are well away from your ears. Lengthen out through the right toes. Then flex your right foot, push your heel away, press away. Point the foot again and bring your head up towards your knee, rounding, lift up. Okay, lower your head back down. With your straight right leg, you're going to slide the foot up. So it's in what's called semi-supine position, so foot on the ground behind your hip. And then with your left ankle, you're going to place your left ankle onto your right knee, forming that a sort of triangle shape. At this point, you can either keep your right foot on the ground and just use your hands to press the left knee away, stretching out the outside of the left leg, or some of you might be able to feed your hands around the back of the right thigh, draw the right thigh towards you whilst pressing the left knee away. So choose which works for you. So you either right foot on the ground, pressing your left knee away from you, or hands behind the right thigh drawing in. So your right foot comes off the ground and pressing the left knee away at the same time. So head on the ground, relax the shoulders. Feeling that stretch through the outside of the left leg. Okay, then place the feet back down on the ground. Gather in the right knee. Squeeze, slide your left leg out, pointing the toe. That amazing long left leg. Squeeze the knee in, right knee. Left leg extending out. The leg nick, right leg in, left leg out, that's it. Squeeze in. Then work with a flex foot, so pull up your toes of the left foot, press out through the left heel. Squeeze the right knee in. Pointing the toes of the left leg, and then gather in, head to knee, squeeze. Shoulders away from your ears by pulling your elbows down towards your hips, lovely. Squeeze in, squeeze in. And then roll your head back down onto the ground. Draw in the left leg, left foot on the ground behind the left hip, and place your right ankle onto the left thigh. So option 1 is just keeping your left foot on the ground and using the right hands to press the right thigh away. Option 2 is to feed your hands behind the left thigh, drawing in the left leg whilst pressing the right knee away. Feeling the stretch through the outside of the right leg. That way. Pushing the knee away. That's it. Whilst pulling that in. That's it. Pressing away. Really stretching there. There you go. And then release the leg and bring both knees into your chest. Your feet on the ground, hands behind your head. Yoga sit-ups. We're doing these in 3 different levels. So we'll start with the foundation, and you may stay with this through the whole sequence. So you're resting your head in your hands, open your eyes and look up behind you. So I'm looking right up to the wall. There's a picture rail that I'm looking at behind me, elbows staying out to the side, feet, knees hip width apart. As you breathe out, pull up on your pelvic floor, draw your abdominal muscles up and in, and lift your heart, and your head stays heavy in your hands. So my head is lifting about 1 inch off the ground, and I'm still looking at the picture rail as I lift on the exhale, and then inhale, lower back down. So exhale, feel that you're shoring up, you're squeezing up and in on the pelvic floor, your abs, heart lifts, exhale, squeeze, inhale, lower back down. 6 more like that. So you're squeezing, drawing up from the heart. Keep looking up behind you. Make sure that you can't see your knees as you lift. Look right up behind you. Squeeze, exhale, inhale, lower down. How I'm doing at home. Squeezing, exhale, head heavy, keep your neck relaxed. Good, inhale, lower back down. You want that sensation of with your abdominal muscles that you feel like you're squeezing a toothpaste tube inside you. Squeezing pelvic floor, abs, squeeze. That's it, good. Inhale, completely relax. So you're not lifting. That's it, watch me. Yeah. Okay, so when you've done your set of 8, relaxing. If you find it's uncomfortable in the neck, just loosen your jaw, do some little circles with your chin and roll your head from side to side. Good. Okay, so when you're ready, if you want to, you're adding on an extra layer. So you're lifting your legs, crossing your ankles, hands behind the head, looking up. So there's sort of hip raises. So as you exhale, lifting the heart, pressing your heels up, little way, inhale, lower down, pressing the heels away just slightly. Exhale, push up, inhale, legs away. So as you lower the legs down just a little bit, watch your lower back doesn't arch. You keep the lower back firmly planted into the ground as you lower away. So exhale, push up, squeezing internally, inhale, low down. If all that feels too much, head back down on the ground, feet back down on the ground, and go back to that foundation. So you're just really getting the basics right. Pulling up, pelvic floor, abs engaged. Inhale, lower down. Good. So you're all working at different levels. Lovely. Press up, exhale. Well done, and release. So either knees in or feet on the ground and just flop them from side to side. So we're doing this third round. If you want to, you can just rest. So option one is the first option. So just squeezing, lifting. Option two, exhale, push up. Inhale, heels come a little away from the heart. Option three, you come into a full body stretch. Inhale, and then exhale, low boat pose. Inhale, open. Exhale, sweep the arms down, lift the heels, low boat. Open, inhale, exhale. All right, so choose which you prefer. Listen to your body, listen to your back. Do what feels right for you. You could always just do this lengthening on the inhale and keep the heels down and lift the upper bodies, pointing your fingers to your toes, but keep the heels on the ground. And again, we're doing a set of 8. Right, good. Well done. Don't do more than 8. When you've done 8, knees into your chest and rest, rocking from side to side. Relax your shoulders, just let your head flop in the opposite direction to your knees. Let go, let go. Okay, so we're going to come over onto all fours. So back to basics for coming over. So knees in, keep the knees together, ankles together. Roll over onto your side, keeping the knees together so you go all the way over. Top hand comes down by your face. As you breathe out, push through the hands. Other hand lands down, and then you can swing your hips around so you land on all fours. That's it. Use the strength of your arms to bring you round. Come onto all fours for cat pose. Hands beneath your shoulders, spreading the fingers wide. You're there. So just watching your you're not dipping the lower back and collapsing. You having done all that work shoring up and in, the same principle applies here. So you are pulling up on the pelvic floor, roll the shoulders back, abs engaged, and then start to nudge the hips back. So your back's staying flat. Go halfway back and then come forwards, lean into the hands, and then nudge the crown of the head forwards. So tummy muscles pulling up and in, supporting the back, and then press your bottom back. Just go halfway. Crown of the head forwards. Heather, watch me. So you are rocking back, and then into the hands, and then rocking forwards. So this version of cat. Sit rocking back, rocking forwards, abs engaged. Looking down, crown of the head, sending it forwards, tailbone, send it back. Inhale, rock forwards. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, crown head forwards. Exhale, back. So you can stay with that or have a go at cat pose the more traditional way. So you breathe in, open, hollowing cat. Tailbone tucks under, rounding cat on your exhale, using those core muscles, pulling them up and in. So that might not feel great for your back. So you go back to hips nudging back, crown of the head forwards. Exhale back, inhale forwards, or following inhale, exhale round, or maybe kind of weaving between the two versions. Abs engaged for both, especially when you're round, squeeze up and in. Lovely. Okay, coming back onto, so staying on all fours, sorry, back into this neutral position. Roll your shoulders back. If your wrists get tired, remember you could always come onto your knuckles, or you could spread the weight through your fingers so you make like little spiders with your hands. So now we're going to extend out through the right leg, press out through the right heel. Just watch you don't kick anything behind you. Pull up on your abdominal muscles, lengthen out through your right leg, keep your right leg straight. So lift up through your abs, and now pick up your left hand and bring it onto your lower back. Roll your left shoulder back, look down at the mat, extend out through the right heel, abs sucking up and in. And just use the back of your hand just to rub the back of your pelvis and just kind of feel, does it roughly feel level? That right hip shouldn't have lifted too high. Pushing through the right hand, abs engaged. Now slide your left fingers forwards, lengthen on the diagonal, pushing further out through the right heel, lengthen out through the left fingers, stretch away. Or you could just do the leg if you struggle with your balance. Hold, abs engaged. Well done, release. Change sides. So we go, take the weight over to the right knee, extend out through the left heel, flex the foot, drive the energy out through your left heel. Pick up the right hand and bring it into your lower back. And then just brushing the hand backwards and forwards along the hips, along the pelvis, just to check that it feels level. Pull up on your abdominal muscles, extend out through the left heel, and then reach forwards with the right fingers. Chin down, look down, pull up on your abs, stabilize you. Hold, breathe. Well done, release. Oh, come onto your elbows and just release, release. Roll the wrists. Okay, so back up onto your hands. Right leg, extend it out behind you. Point the toe this time. Lengthen out with your left fingers, working on the diagonal. Point the toe, straight leg, reach. Inhale. Exhale, knee, elbow, head, curl up and meet in the middle. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze and curl up in the middle. So as you draw the knee and the elbow in, you're rounding and pulling up on the abdominal muscles. If it's too much, just use your leg. Squeeze, tuck in, squeeze in. Open, inhale. Exhale, squeeze, tuck in. Staying with the right leg and the left arm. 3 more. Lengthen, inhale, really stretch it out. Lengthening through the limbs gives length to the spine. Last one. Well done. Back on all fours, take a breather. Other side. Left leg, reach it away, point the toe this time. Extend out with the right fingers. Stretch on the diagonal. Breath in. Exhale, squeeze and curl up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze and curl up. 6 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze, tuck in. Knee tucks right into the chest, elbow to the knee. Squeeze in. Inhale, lengthen. Good balance, everybody, looking good. Last one. Super. And now rest. So different options for resting. You can have your knees wide, bottom in the air, elbows down, full head down. So you're not all the way down in child pose. You can come all the way back, knees wide, bottom to the heels, head down with your chest, loads of space to relax in between the knees. Or you could curl yourself up in the traditional balasana with the legs together, full head down, fingers to feet, relax the shoulders. Or if you don't like being upside down like that, you could roll yourself around, come onto your back, knees into your chest. Resting, resting. And then we're going to come up to standing. So carefully come up. You could come up as I am, so from all fours, knees wide. Walk your hands back to your knees, toes tuck under, and then you lift up from your hips through a squat and slowly, slowly come up to standing, pressing through your strong legs to lift you up. So we're going to use a bit of wall space now. So just, I think Nikki at home, I think you said you had a door, so just make sure it's closed properly because we're going to be leaning against the wall eventually. So first up is mountain pose. So actually let's do it away from the wall first. So you might, if those of you at home, you see my mat's right up against the skirting board, you might want to do the same thing for you. So you've got grip throughout all the standing postures. So you're standing away from the wall, and I'd like you to have your feet together, arms down by your side, rolling your shoulders back, chin tucking in. So all that work we've been doing with our core going to help us here in our standing pose. So same action, pull up on the pelvic floor, draw your abdominal muscles up and in. So you're not sticking your bottom out and collapsing here through the lower back, but as you engage, it helps lengthen and give space to those low vertebrae. If you push strongly into your feet, you'll be able to feel it stretch up through the top of the head. So if you do the opposite, if you just kind of sink down into the floor, so everything goes floppy, saggy, and then pick yourself up again. So you're pushing down to the feet, squeezing the legs tight, abs engaged, and feel that lift up through the top of the head, arms down. Right, so now, same thing, but bring yourself against the wall. So go right up against the wall. So I've got my heels touching the skirting board. Pressing my back, shoulders, pushing my little fingers. So my hands are down by my side, palms down. Squeezing the shoulder blades back. And now find that core again. So engaging the core, back of the head presses back towards the wall. Might not touch, pressing back. That's it. Push through the feet, lift up through the top of the head. Watch your feet, watch your toes aren't splayed out, bring them together. That's it. And then let everything soften and relax. See how you actually can feel yourself sliding down the wall slightly. Okay, so step your feet so they're now hip width apart. And then step forwards about 2 feet or so, and your feet should still be hip width apart. Hands onto your abdomen. So you're leaning into the wall, back of the head on the wall, shoulders on the wall, hips on the wall. Make sure your toes are facing forwards, and then bend your knees. Just a little bit. And then engage your core muscles. So you're tilting your pelvis, and that little lumbar curve should flatten into the wall. So you're pulling up on those abdominal muscles again. Feel the strength needed in your legs. Head back, shoulders back, abs engaged. Breathe, pull up and in, squeezing, and then push through your heels and slide yourself up the wall and give your legs a little squeeze or a rub if you feel that they are getting tired. Okay, so twice more. Hands on the hips. So you are totally in control of how strongly you work. Obviously, the lower down you go, then the harder it is. But the principle is exactly the same. So either a little dip down, always knees following the direction of your toes. Abs engaged, head back, shoulders back, pushing your lower back into the mat. This is called fierce pose or chair posture. Squeeze up and in, pelvic floor. Abs, little dip or further down. And then push through your heels, straighten the legs. If that's enough for you, then leave the last round out. Checking in on the knees, are they happy? Relax the thighs before we go again. So what you want to try and avoid is when you come down, knees doing that, going beyond your ankle joints. So if you want to go lower, walk your feet further away from the skirting board. Tailbone tucks under, press the head back, shoulders back, abs engaged, slide yourself down. Pull up pelvic floor, draw the abs in, a little dip or lower or lower. Squeezing up and in, head back, shoulders back. Push through the feet. Woo, up you go, slide up. Walk your feet back in and shake out the legs. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, so turn around so you're now facing the wall. Downward facing dog. So you've all done this with me before. Say you are about 3 feet away from your skirting board. Your feet are hip width apart, so your toes are facing forwards. Pop your hands onto your hips. So as you come forwards with your chest, your hands press your hips back behind you. Then send your fingers up the wall. So you're trying to reach, stretching up the wall like you're hanging. Tailbone tucks under, engage the core to send your hips back into the center of the ring. Okay, Heather, abs engaged. Tilt that way. There you go. Lovely. Can you feel the difference? So Tom, try not to don't push into the wall, but press your hips back so you can go away from the wall. That's it. Tailbone. There you go. That's good, neck. Come back to the little nudge it back. There you go. Lovely. Okay, then look at the wall, slide your hands down the wall, lift the chest, hands onto your hips. Triangle pose. So you turn yourself so you can see me, and you'll have one heel on your skirting board, Or if you find it uncomfortable pushing into a skirting board, depending what you've got going at home as well, you could put a yoga block or a book there. So you've got just something firm to push into that's comfortable on your ankle. Okay, so your legs are wide. You're pushing the heel that's closest to the skirting board in, and then you turn your toes in. So you just dial them in a little bit. Hands onto your hips. The other foot is going towards the short edge of the mat, so turn it out. Fingers down towards the floor. Pull up on your quads, abs engaged, and then sweep your fingers up. Lift. Okay, find the strength in your legs, and then start to tip over, over, over. The bottom hand drops down, and your top arm, instead of the traditional trikonasana reaching up and away, if it's okay for your shoulder, keep going and stretch all the way over. So keep pushing into the skirting board. Reach the arm up and over. With some big, strong, deep breaths. There you go. Inhale, come all the way back up, and you send your fingers up towards the ceiling again. And then exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Okay, turn yourself around so you can go the other way using the skirting board again. So you'll be looking away from me. So your other heel is on the skirting board. Hands onto your hips, tuck the toes in slightly. With your other foot, you rotate it out away from the skirting board, hips square. Have your fingers pointing down towards the floor. Inhale, sweep your arms up in front of you, shoulder width apart, lengthen up through the fingertips. Push into the skirting board with your ankle, and then tip yourself over, over, over towards the middle of the room. And then that top arm keeps traveling over, bottom hand touches the bottom leg. That's it. You just tuck that shoulder under. There you go. Give me this arm. Relax, relax. You're trying to encourage that there. That's good. Okay, breathing in, come all the way up. Fingers stretching up and away. Exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Step your feet back together. A moment to pause and rest. Just feel that lengthening up through the side waist and perhaps out of the hips as well. Okay, so turn yourself to face your wall or your door, whatever you're using again. So we're going to stretch over one leg. Feet hip width apart. Step forwards with your right foot. And then with your left foot, you're going to lift up your heel. So you come onto the ball of the foot, spread your toes. And as the heel's lifted, it's easier to bring that left hip forwards. With the hips level with your wall or your wall, you then place your left heel back down on the ground, pulling the right hip back. Keep pressing through the left heel. Take a breath in, lift up through the top of the head. Exhale, start to tip forwards. Keep the pressure through the back foot. And then take your hands away from your hips and stretch your fingers up the wall. So again, I don't want you to lean into the wall and push into the wall, but try and walk your hands up the wall. If it's tight on your shoulders, then have your arms wider. Sit the back heel down. Sit now, stretch your arms up, 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 up. So it's that length going up, 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 up. Lovely. Okay. There you go. Push through the back heel and lift a little higher. Lift, lift, that's it. Okay, coming all the way back with the arms coming down, lifting the head, hands onto the hips, and switch your legs over, left in front, right behind. Okay, so again, I find it helps to come up onto the toes of my back foot. So it's your right leg that's the one behind, left foot forwards, lift the heel, hands onto the hips, and then slowly place the heel back down and really feel that stretch out through the right calf. Hips square, inhale, open as you tip forwards, lower the chest, and then bring your fingers up the wall. So you're pushing through the back foot, fingers extending up and away. And you try and get your ears roughly in line with the tops of your arms. Get really ground down through that back heel, push down. Very good. And then to come out, you breathe in, lift the head, hands slide down, hands into the hips, step back. So come away slightly from the wall, same pose. Which leg did we just do? Right leg, left leg forwards. Okay, right leg forwards, I think, isn't it now? Yep. So this one is the twisted version. So you won't be reaching for the wall, but you're imagining you're still stretching towards the wall. That's why I want you to still face the wall or your door if you're at home. So hips are square. Again, lift the back heel, so left heel up, and then plant it back down. Push into that left heel, hands onto your hips. Place your right hand in your lower back. Inhale, lift up through the top of the head, and then exhale, start to tip forwards. So before we were stretching towards the wall, this time we're bringing the left hand to the outside of the right leg. So it goes as a diagonal. Left hand to right leg. Pick up the right elbow, right shoulder. You're pushing through the left heel as you twist. And you could always raise the top arm. Looking good. So you're twisting, dropping that shoulder down, the shoulder up, spiral. That's it. And then to come out, soften the front knee. Inhale, come all the way up. Switch your legs around, left in front, right behind. Hips square. Lift the back heel. So you're swiveling the foot around. And then place the right heel back down. Hands onto your hips. Inhale, open, sorry, left hand in your lower back. Bringing your right hand, instead of reaching towards the wall, this right hand is going to the outside of the left leg. Dropping the right shoulder, picking up the left shoulder. So lots of pressure through that back foot. Soften your jawline. Just relax, drop your arm down. Drop it down completely. Angle, dangle, and now let me lift it for you. Lovely. Good. Keep pushing through the back foot. You're right. There you go. And then soften the front knee, drop the arm, it's lifted, and come all the way up. Step in. So now we're going to use the wall for tree pose. So back to the wall we go. It's really warm. I've turned the heaters up. Yeah, bring up the fire. So what I'd like us to do, tree pose you all know, but we've got a wall behind us. So hands to the heart. Keep leaning into the wall. One foot onto the top of the other foot out. I'll go here so it's facing the camera. And then you're leaning into the wall, maybe reaching the arms up, maybe reaching them out, or hands can stay here. And then you just use the back of the head to sort of push you away from the wall slightly. So you're leaning more into the ball of the foot and start to feel the ankle twitch and wobble as it holds and supports you. If you feel super wobbly, you just go back to leaning against the wall. So you're just going away from the wall and coming back to the wall. Away from the wall and coming back to the wall. Away from the wall, lifting up, coming back to the wall. Or if your arms are raised, you could, if your shoulders are okay to go back, you could just keep the tips of your fingers on the wall behind you. Well done. Change legs. Ease out the standing leg, the ankle especially. Switch it around. Just as we were in mountain pose, we're leaning against the wall, one foot on top of the other, or on the inside of the leg, or higher up. Hands to the heart. And then come away from the wall, lean back. So you're just constantly playing with that pressure in the feet, going back, going forwards, going back, going forwards. Away from the arms. Then you could just use the fingers on the wall. Or maybe you're completely away from the wall, or you stay on the wall, doesn't really matter. It's great for weight bearing, building strength, increasing bone density, your awareness, that cognitive functions, all these little neuro pathways, you're making these connections between head and different parts of the body as we balance and wobble around. Well done. Release, come down, shake out the standing leg and ease the ankle. And let's make our way down onto the floor. Maybe put on some extra warm layers on your way down. So when you're down, then you're bringing your feet in towards the hips and have your feet and knees hip width apart. And then just drop your knees a little bit to the left, just like 4 to 6 inches. Come back to center and then drop a little way to the right. And come back to center. So you're just massaging into the back of the pelvis. We're doing lots of strength work and leg work. So just soothe and ease the back of the pelvis, nice and slow. Weight just going from side to side, back of the pelvis. And then this rocking, swaying motion is soothing, relaxing. And let that rest. Let yourself rest in that soothing, rocking motion. And then eventually you stop, coming to stillness and choosing a position to rest in. Maybe you can stay here, hands rest on the abdomen or arms out to the side, palms facing up, or you lie out flat, or you could just drop your knees in towards each other so that they are pressing towards each other and they're supportive. Or Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart. So allow yourself to rest at ease. Oops. Breath in. Down to the ground, let go. And allow your inhale to fill and expand. Breathing in, expanding through the whole of the body. Breathing out, release, relax, and let go. Relaxing the toes, the soles of the feet and ankles, the calves, the shins, backs of the knees, kneecaps, thighs. Relaxing the bottom into the hips, pelvis, lower back, middle of the back, upper back, the whole of the spine. Back of the shoulders, the underarm, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, fingers, thumbs. Relaxing the lower abdomen, the navel, solar plexus, your heart, the chest, the throat and neck. Relaxing the jawline, cheekbone, forehead, muscles around the eyes. Muscles of the scalp, starting at the crown of the head, back of the head, side, the whole of the head, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the torso, the bottom, down the legs and out through the toes. Release, relax. Just let it go. Release, relax, let go, let go, let go. And take your time to come up to sitting. Those of you at home, you could stay for a little longer, resting if you've got time. Hands to your heart when you're ready. Breathing in, sweep your arms up and away. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart and just bow your forehead towards your fingers. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for being here or virtually here.